Hello everyone, welcome to Analog IAS Prelims High Yielding Series for Prelims 2020. And the topic for this video is the United States Trade Representative has recently changed the tag of developing country to that of developed country to India. Let us have a brief intro about this topic and then look into this issue. What is this news item about? Mainly it is about the countervailing duties and countervailing duty investigations. The US government has changed an administrative rule making it easier for United States to impose this countervailing duties. The Office of the United States Trade Representative has published a notice amending lists of developing and least developed countries that are eligible for preferential treatment. Before understanding what this countervailing duty is, let us try to understand the concept of anti-dumping duties in US context. So, anti-dumping duties are assessed when it is determined that foreign suppliers or even manufacturers are selling goods in the United States at a less than fair market value. So, if they're dumping, it occurs that when goods are sold at a price less than that of the exporter's home market or at a price lower than the goods cost of production, then it is called dumping. So, to receive an anti-dumping duty, the dumping must be proven harmful to a country or a company or at least an industry in the United States. The amount of anti-dumping duty is usually calculated to offset the margin of dumping. So, to quote an example, if the price of the product or if the price of production is X and if the seller is ready to produce it at the cost of X minus 10. Now, in order to ensure that there is a fair market price, US can impose a duty that is more than this X value. So, this countervailing duties are imposed in order to counter the negative impact of import subsidies. So, these countervailing duties are similar in logic when compared to the anti-dumping duties, but the difference here is that when a foreign government provides subsidies or assistance to a local industry or for its manufacturer, this can be in the form of low rate loans, tax exemptions or indirect payments. In India, our Ministry of Commerce gives a lot of subsidies for exports. So the assistance provided will enable these suppliers and manufacturers to potentially export and sell the goods for a less price. So this will affect the domestic industry in the United States of America. So after an investigation by the International Trade Commission, a countervailing duty will be assessed based on the value of the subsidy given to that particular product. So in case of foreign producers, if they attempt to subsidize the goods being exported by them so that it causes domestic production to suffer because of a shift in domestic demand towards cheaper imported goods. So to simplify this, if the cost of the product X is say 10 rupees in our market, if China is dumping it into our market at 1 rupee cost, in order to make sure that our domestic industry does not suffer, we impose a countervailing duty of 10 rupees making it 11 rupees. So obviously domestic industry would be saved due to this factor. Now, though the logic is similar, the fact that countervailing duties are imposed on the products which receive production subsidy in China itself, in this example, then we will impose countervailing duty. If the cost of production itself is 10 rupees in China, but after coming to India, the producer is willing to dump that at a cost of 1 rupee, then we will be imposing anti-dumping duties. So the logic is similar, but the mechanism is different. So how is the countervailing duty levied across the world? So according to the World Trade Organization rules, a country can launch its own investigation and decide to charge extra duties, provided such additional duties are in accordance with GATT Article 6 and GATT Agreement on Subsidies and Countervailing Measures. Please go back to your basic lessons and revise these concepts once. So, the countervailing duty in the US is assessed by the International Trade Administration of the US Department of Commerce. So, this body determines whether imports in question are being subsidized, and if so, by how much. That is determined by these bodies. It is in this context you have to know the 1998 rule. So, to harmonize the United States law with World Trade Organization's Subsidies and Countervailing Measures Agreement, USTR, or the United States Trade Representative Body, has in 1998 come up with a list of countries classified as per their level of development. So, as per this list of classification, the countries that are not given special countries consideration have lower levels of protection against a countervailing duty investigation. These lists were subject to determine whether they were potentially subject to US countervailing duties. But from a long time, this 1998 rule was not used. So it was considered obsolete or irrelevant now. But the Trump administration has changed the status and brought back this 1998 rule. So until 10th February 2020, India was on the developing country list and therefore eligible for more relaxed standards. Under the scheme, the US granted some Indian exports such as textiles and engineering goods preferential or duty-free access to the American markets, and now that access is gone. So the new list consists of 36 developing countries and 44 least developed countries. So what is the basis for change in the status? A countervailing duty investigation must be terminated if the offending subsidy is de minimis. Now what do you mean by this de minimis standard? Let us have a look. So according to USTR, the following criteria was used. So 2% de minimis standard. If this threshold is crossed, then the country is removed from the privileged list. So what are the parameters considered? Per capita gross income or gross national income. Second one is the share of world trade. Third one is the membership to Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, European Union, and Group of 20. Now let us have a look at a question. Consider the following statements about USTR developing country tag. India is the only country to be taken off that list. Second statement is India is currently USA's second largest goods trading partner after China. Now let us examine these statements. India is the only country to be taken off that list. This statement is completely false because India, along with Brazil, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, and many other Southeast Asian nations were taken off that list. They each have at least 0.5% share of the global trade. And though they are having less than the World Bank stipulated amount, they still have a significant share in world trade. That is the reason these countries are removed from that list. So India is not the only country. Second statement, India is currently the USA's second largest goods trading partner. This is false. We are the 9th largest. That is the important thing that you have to know. We are not the first, we are not the second. So both the statements are false. Now I want you to pause the video. Please do some background work on this. Remember, it is in this context that I want to tell something very important. Whenever you see numbers in the question, please do a comparative analysis. The absolute numbers are never important in UPSC exam. So read the statements carefully and then try to answer this question. Please post your answer in the comment section below. That's it for this video. Thank you.